Welcome to Esoteric News Briefs, your source for science, paranormal, and the strange. I'm your host Jason. Let's get started. May 11th, 2020, as presented on Forbes Online. U.S. Navy laser creates plasma UFOs, by David Hambling, aerospace and defense contributor. The U.S. Navy is now testing new technology to replace decoy flares on fighter jets. Currently, the biggest threat to combat aircraft is heat-seeking missiles. While decoy flares provide a bit of defense, they are limited in their scope. To remedy this, the Navy is currently testing rear-mounted lasers that create an intense ionized plasma burst. These bursts create heat and light, reducing the effectiveness of guided missiles. The use of a single laser projector reduces the effectiveness of guided missiles by up to 50%. These projectors, though, have a multitude of other uses. Because these plasma bursts also create light, when fired in rapid succession, they can create 3D holograms. Additionally, they create an electrical discharge, which means they can be modified for use as a long-distance lightning weapon. Finally, these lasers can be modulated to project in a variety of wavelengths, including terahertz, which can be used for long-distance radio communication. The next article involves a bit of synchronicity with a plant that, until recently, I had never heard of. May 21st, 2020, presented in the Cypress Mail Online by Alexander McCohen. Plant thought to protect liver from witchcraft used for insomnia. Sweet woodruff, also known as Waldmeister or wild baby's breath, gets its name from an Anglo-Saxon word, woodroof, or woody root. It's a perennial herb known for stimulating the liver and having anticoagulant components that cause it to be anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, and diuretic. Until the introduction of Asiatic teas, woodruff was used as a popular daily tea and tonic. Now, a largely forgotten herb, it is most commonly found in the magical practice of conjure, for use in any spells used in domination. May 19th, 2020, as presented in the BBC News, Megaraptor! Fossils of a 10-meter-long dinosaur found in Argentina. Paleontologists in Argentina recently uncovered the fossils of a 33-foot-long Megaraptor species. These dinosaurs are the much larger cousins of the popular Velociraptor. Compared to the Tyrannosaurus rex, Megaraptors had long, muscular arms, ending in sharp claws. Their long legs allowed them to run down more mobile prey, such as ornithopods, dragging them to the ground with their foreclaws, much like hunting methods used by modern-day big cats. Based on its proximity to the KT boundary, this Megaraptor species is likely to have been one of the last of its kind to exist before the impact of the Chicxulub asteroid at the end of the Cretaceous. May 26, 2020, presented on thewildhunt.org by Manny Tejeda Moreno. Paganism to be included in the 2021 Scottish Census. The Scottish Pagan Federation worked for 2 decades to get paganism listed on the census. Previously, pagans were forced to check the box for other and write in their belief system. Results from the 2011 census show that paganism was ranked the 6th largest non-Christian tradition, despite being a write-in only option. Census results show an increase from 2001, which showed 1,930 individuals listed as pagan, while in 2011 we saw 5,194. To put this in perspective, there are as many Scots practicing Judaism as there are practicing paganism. Steffi von Scott, presiding officer of the Pagan Federation of Scotland, states, "The government and local authorities, and many other agencies, use the census results when allocating provisions for the different faith communities in Scotland, of which paganism is one, so it is essential that our true numbers are reflected." Moving back to South America, May 17, 2020, as presented by the Express UK. Written by Ollie Smith. Thousands witness UFO crash in Brazil amid Google Maps cover-up. In early May, multicolor orbs of light were seen in the skies above Rio de Janeiro. These lights traveled in various formations, while simultaneously shifting movements. Following this, an object crashed in nearby Mague Forest. Immediately, social media outlets began removing posts made in connection to the incident. Google Earth satellite images on the crash site quickly became corrupted with, quote, computer glitches. A spokesperson for Google Earth claims that the image distortion was sunlight reflecting off of nearby buildings, disrupting the satellite image. As with all sightings of this type, all official channels are denying that anything happened. June 8, 2020. Witches using TikTok and the full moon to cast spells supporting Black Lives Matter protesters. Written by Michael Hine, presented on popculture.com. TikTok, a short video-based social media app, has recently gained attention for the hashtag #WitchesForBLM or Black Lives Matter. Seeking to utilize the power of June's full moon, witches and other esoteric practitioners are mobilizing to cast spells to protect protesters while also binding police officers. At the time the article was written, the hashtag had 15 million views. User Gemini Moon 01 is quoted as saying, "The witches or practitioners are using power to help aid in the healing and protecting people of color, or anyone affected. Some witches are also taking the advantage of this great energy to hex the oppressors. Some people choose to believe in our craft, and some don't. At the end of the day, we are all human, and we just want to survive in this world." June 9th, 2020. Humanism and Esoteric Paganism on the Rise in Iceland. Written by Poppy Ashkem. Presented by the Reykjavik Grapevine. According to figures from the National Register of Iceland, humanism and Esoteric Paganism are the fastest growing belief systems. Humanism, a philosophical stance that emphasizes the value and agency of human beings as opposed to divinity, saw an increase for 2020, its membership now boasting 3,695 individuals. Esoteric, a pagan belief system dedicated to the Aesir and Vanir gods, now boasts membership of 4,902 dedicants, roughly 1.4% of the population of Iceland. Registered membership to a religion or philosophical group matters in Iceland because the state allocates funding to organizations based on their size. If an individual is not affiliated with a group, their portion of the funding is given to the treasury instead. That concludes this edition of the Esoteric News Briefs. Until next time, remember, stay curious, stay weird.